Hello, everyone. This is Hollywood Joe from Hollywood's World of Sports, coming to you today with another special podcast. And today I want to talk to you about a report I've been reading over the last day or two. And generally, when it comes to pro wrestling news, I don't like to talk about rumors, speculation, and reports that aren't verified, but this one has me a little fired up. I've been reading a report that WWE is no longer going to scout independent wrestling talent. According to multiple sources, one person from the company even said AEW can have them all. And if that's true, I got to tell you, that is some of the most ass backwards, illogical thinking I've ever heard. I'm just going to say this, and people might not like me for saying it, and I don't really care. Independent wrestling is the heartbeat of professional wrestling. Without independent wrestling, you wouldn't have the stars in AEW. You wouldn't have the stars in Impact Wrestling. You wouldn't have the stars in Ring of Honor. You wouldn't have the stars in New Japan. Hell, you wouldn't even have some of the stars in WWE. Now, I mentioned this on my blog about a week ago when I was writing about AEW and how, I talked about things I don't like and things I do like in regards to AEW. One of the things that I like is that when they go to a different city, or I'm going to say even a different region in the country, they use a lot of independent talent on AEW Dark and AEW Dark Elevation. And I think that's awesome because there's talent out there that is getting recognized and being put in the spotlight that they might not have gotten anywhere else. And so I applaud AEW for that. Another thing I applaud is one of the reasons I'm connected to Impact Wrestling as much as I am, the reason I feel a connection in the way I do, is because they use talent, a lot of talent, from the Midwest and Canada regions. And like, for example, the big part of the reason I watch Impact Wrestling is because of Rohit Raju and Jake something. They're both from Michigan, where I lived. I have seen them on the independent wrestling scene. I have seen their work throughout the years and how they have grown and evolved into the stars they are now. Now, as far as independent wrestling talent in Michigan, I want to put this all together. WWE says they're not going to scout independent wrestling talent. Well, to me, that's stupid. Because here's the thing. I can name at least 10 guys in Michigan that deserve to be on TV right now. Rohit Raju and Jake something are already on TV, so I'm not going to count them. They're already doing awesome things on Impact, so those two are kind of a given. But I'm just going to name some names. There are people out there like Tommy Vendetta, Aaron O'Ryan, Isaiah Broner, Xavier Walker, Ren Jones, Jason Hotch, Jack Price, Alex Weir, Adam Wick, Karam. There are a lot of guys out there in Michigan who deserve a contract. And you know what? Jason Hotch and Ren Jones have already appeared on AEW programming. Jason Hotch made 2 appearances on AEW Dark, and he also made 1 appearance on Impact not that long ago. Ren Jones recently just made a appearance on AEW Dark. And Both guys are phenomenal. So, like I said, there are a lot of guys in Michigan who definitely deserve a shot at being on TV. Um, whether it be Impact Wrestling, AEW, Ring of Honor, NWA, Major League Wrestling. Like, Michigan is very overlooked and underrated when it comes to Michigan, wrestling talent in Michigan. I mean, we have legends. We have legends in this state that never really got a chance to shine like they should. Guys like Nate Matson should have been on TV a long time ago. Jimmy Jacobs, I consider him a legend in Michigan. Josh Raymond, I consider him a legend in Michigan. Truth Martini was a manager in Ring of Honor. I consider him a legend in Michigan. So when I hear that WWE is not scouting independent wrestling talent because it's beneath them, as a fan of Michigan pro wrestling, that pisses me off. And that makes me not want to support the product. That makes me not want to watch the product, because right now, the product absolutely sucks. And if you sit here and try and tell me and try and tell any other hardcore fan that your athletes, your other athletes, your actors, and your bodybuilders who have no pro wrestling experience are going to get the job done, you're going to lose your hardcore fans. I hate to say that. I really hate to say that, because I'm sorry, if you don't have a passion for pro wrestling, you probably shouldn't be in the business anyways. Because when you watch pro wrestling, whether it be on the independent level or the mainstream level, you can tell the guys that have a true and real passion for it. And just, it infuriates me that WWE thinks that independent wrestling talent isn't worth it at this point. Like I said, I named off 10 guys. I think at least 10 guys in Michigan that should be on TV right now. And I named off 4 or 5 guys who should have been on TV 10 to 15 years ago. But again, as I said, Michigan pro wrestling talent gets overlooked and underappreciated by all these wrestling companies. It's simple as that. You got people from the East Coast on TV. You got people from the South on TV. You got people on the West Coast on TV. But you don't have a whole lot of Midwest guys on TV. Unless, again, like I said, you're watching Impact Wrestling. So, for me, I'm not going to feel connected to the WWE product unless I start seeing some familiar faces that give me a reason to be excited. Because the current product sucks. I hate to say that. I'm a lifelong WWE supporter. I mean, I'll always watch the product. But I'm not going to put money into it. I'm not going to, spend my money on tickets and merchandise if there's nobody out there that I really like. And the people I do like that are on the current WWE roster, they're not doing anything with them. So yeah, I'm a little frustrated. And to me, not using independent talent is a slap in the face and an insult to professional wrestling as a whole. Because I'll say it again, independent wrestling is the heartbeat of professional wrestling. And on that note, that is how I feel about it. And I don't know what your thoughts are on it. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of grief for it. I don't really care. I hope somebody from Michigan gets signed soon. Like I said, Jake something and Rohit Raju are doing great things on Impact. But like, you all need to start looking at the names again. Guys I mentioned at the top of this episode: Ren Jones, Jason Hotch, Aaron Orion, Tommy Vendetta, Alex Weir, Jack Price, Adam Wick, Xavier Walker, Carl, and I could probably go on and on and on. But those are some of the guys you need to be looking at. And so I hope going forward, AEW, Impact Wrestling, Major League Wrestling, and the NWA starts looking at some of these guys, because these guys will make your product better than it already is. So with that being said, my name is Hollywood Joe from Hollywood's World of Sports. And remember, as always, controversy doesn't come without criticism.
Lights go off.
Hollywood Joe, don't you know?